Krystal, and welcome to the Profitable AI Entrepreneur Secrets to Success. You are profitable and still muted, so I'll unmute. Oh, can't unmute you. Okay, here we go. You're profitable, you're successful, and that's why you are my guest. She has done amazing things on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. If you have not already followed her, you're missing out because the other, 3.4 million followers you've got?
Not followers, views on my, I build viral content. So I'm building my following, and that's what I teach. So it depends on where we're talking about how many followers.
All right. So across all the platforms, I'm sure she's close to 1 million at this point. And she's done amazing things like get 500 followers in just 1 hour when she pushed it hard. And she's here to tell us a little bit about her strategy and also how she can be your mentor. You can be tutored by her. I don't know. There's a word for that, but yeah, she has a program that she's going to talk about at the end. But right now, she is going to drop some nuggets so you guys can all start being as successful as Krystal is today.
Yay! Well, I'm excited to be here, Heather. Thank you for having me. And we are in completely separate areas of the country because I am in Texas. And so it's late afternoon, but it's always fun to talk to friends who are like in the past. Is that how we can look at that? You're in the past, the future of today?
Yes, I'm in the past. I need to know the lotto numbers now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like you're the AI maven and you're in the past. So that's kind of funny. Anyways, that's why I always think of like the time differences. But I'm excited to be here, and I am excited to talk to your friends here in this group and tell them a little bit about my strategy and just share with you guys what I have done online. And so, first of all, I always like to kind of start off and just share a little bit about who I am, because it's easy to have you guys seen the tip of the iceberg analogy? Like you see the success, but you don't see all the struggle that came over it. And I think it's important for us to know where people came from, because typically you do not have somebody without all the hardship and the struggles, right? We all have a story. And I'm not going to bore you with all the details of mine, but I do want to let you know a couple of things. So I have been in social selling for over a decade. I got my start in MLM and direct sales, and a lot of good came from that. You learn leadership, you work within the boundaries of, learning how to sell a specific product and a lot of things like that. And then as I grew that, I got to the very top of that company. I hit every rank there was to hit, all the bonuses, all the things. Loved it, earned all the trips, been to Bora Bora, been to Hawaii with my company, been to Tahiti, and been to the Mediterranean and Dubai, right? Had the success there. I decided that mentoring and coaching and teaching people my strategy was more of my passion. And I truly believe when our passion and our purpose collide, that's where we spend our time, and we can really make the biggest impact. And so as I talk to you guys today, you're going to learn a couple things about me. I want you to leave here better for spending this time with us than you were previously. So just know that my goal is to give you guys all the nuggets I possibly can out of my brain, and I will give. And number two, I keep my trainings and my courses super affordable, because when I started, I had no money. And if it weren't for people that I could have worked with that kept it affordable for me, I would have never gotten anywhere. So just know that as we go into this. And so I started this, like I said, over a decade ago, and my story wasn't glitzy or glamorous. It just really started from the fact that I had to figure out how to make money. And if you guys remember 10 years ago, what was that? 2014. I can't even think what year that was. Over a decade ago. I had just had a baby. My youngest child is now 11. I've got a 20-year-old and 18-year-old. I'm almost 40 myself. And I was looking for a way not to have to go back to work because my youngest daughter had just been born. I was still a nursing mother, and I had 2 little girls in school. And my marriage was crumbling. My life was falling apart. Things were just not going like I'd hoped. And the last thing I wanted to do in that situation was have to go put my kids in daycare. And let's be honest, get a job waiting tables because I had no college education. Still don't have a college education. I'm not knocking college educations, but I just don't have one. My oldest daughter is in college, so great things come from that as well. Pick your path, do what's right for you. But it just wasn't in my wheelhouse and it didn't work out for me. And so I needed something that I could do from home with limited resources and to be able to create an income as fast as I could. And so online sales was the obvious option. And so I threw myself into it. Well, came along and had a lot of success, Heather, with it. But then we kind of have to look at the world now as the pre-COVID and post-COVID, because it doesn't matter where you are, what you think, whatever. Sales and online sales has changed pre and post, right? And for people that have been in marketing pre-COVID and then we're in the post-COVID era, like I like to call it, we realize that we have to make some pretty big shifts and take initiative or we become obsolete. And to be honest, that's where I was. I was looking at becoming obsolete in that part of my journey. And this is how I feed my kids and pay my bills, is being able to online market. So I had to make that shift. And so that's when I started going into and really learning the strategy to grow a following with viral content. Okay. Which is cool, but it's only cool, Heather, if you can convert those into sales, right? Because I don't really care about vanity metrics. I'm not going to go down to the college daughter and be like, oh, I've got followers. No, only if I can convert to sales, right?
Yeah, show me the money. That's all I care about. Even if I have 1 follower and they're paying me $1 million, that would be an amazing metric for me.
Yes, agreed. Same thing. And so I wanted to learn for myself how to create that following and then turn that following into the raving fan base so that they would want what I had, whether it be products, coaching, digital product courses, whatever. I want to be able to get that audience to convert into a sale. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I set out to learn and to do. And I decided, well, if I'm going to go, I'm either going to go big or go home because I don't do anything halfway. It's kind of it's a strength and it's also a weakness, I found out. but there it is. And so I decided I had built my first business. So I cultivated over $60 million in online sales on Facebook, and I netted about 6 million of that sales in the first 7 years. But like I said, post-COVID things started to shift and that strategy wasn't working. And so I took it and decided to run with Instagram and TikTok and learn how to create virality on those channels to then convert into sales. And so that's what I've been doing, and that's what I teach. And I can go into a little bit about how that works today if you want to, or whatever you want.
I mean, any kind of nuggets you can give to our bootstrap people who are on their way to being profitable would be amazing.
Absolutely. Okay, so a couple things you have to remember when you're looking at creating content to make it go viral. Okay, and I actually have 6 steps that I teach. And in my program, and if you're interested in programs, say program below and we'll hook you up. I actually dig deep into these steps because everybody's different, right? And that's the thing about social media. People get on to be social. And so that course is actually called From Consumer to Creator, because I want you to go from being somebody who literally scrolls the feed to somebody who gets on there and is creating content to be consumed, because that's how we sell. Okay. And so the first thing you have to figure out is what it is you're going to talk to people about. So the first thing you have to figure out is that they're going to resonate with. Okay. So finding something that is going to draw people in to you and your following is going to be huge. And so we work through that, the very beginning step, and we really dig deep into that. And oftentimes people think that the content that they're going to be creating around is going to be what they sell. Usually it's not. Funny enough, usually the content that they are going to be creating around is what makes them special, what sets them apart, something you talk to about with your best friends, things that make you have your sense of humor, your faith, things that drive you. Those are going to be the things that really define that niche, is what it's called. So when I started out on that, I thought, oh, well, I'm a social seller, so I'm going to create content around social selling. Quickly learned, it didn't matter how much I'd made online. People really didn't want content from me around social selling. So I thought, well, fun fact about me, I live in Texas. I have a horse ranch. I have chickens, cattle, dog, and I'm a single mom of 3 girls. So I'm kind of a really random human. I love to cook. I love to bake, So I thought, oh, I'll showcase my farm-ish skills. I get some eggs. I can bake bread. I have some herbs growing over here. No, it was dead in the water. Nobody cared. I wasn't good enough to be in that micro niche. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't my thing. And so I kept on trying different things, and finally I landed on something that was a hit. And that was being a single mom of 3 girls and just laughing about the struggles in our day-to-day life. And that has been huge for me ever since I landed on that one. And if you want to go follow me over on Instagram, my handle is this_is_Krystal Nichols with a K. And you can check out my salty mom reels. They're funny. They're all about making fun of situations that we encounter. I'm a millennial mom, born in the 80s, and my kids are Gen Zers and Gen Alphas, right? And I love to just actually tease them. I'd be like, "Oh, I grew up in the 90s. You'd never survive. You wouldn't even know how to read a Rand McNally to get home. You'd be like, hey, Siri, take me home." And there would be no, hey, Siri, it's a Rand McNally, right? And so we laugh about those kinds of things all the time. Well, Heather, that's what my audience wanted. They wanted authentic humor, and it was real. So it was really easy for me to create that content. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. If Colleen was here, she lives in a farm and she's got chickens, and her chickens are a little crazy, as chickens be. And we all know what is viral on everything, or at least on my channel, because I probably liked one chicken video. It's the chicken videos.
Right. Yeah. And so helping people discover what that is, right? And I'm like you, I love chicken videos, but people didn't like my chicken videos. So just because so we discovered that though in my training. We help them figure that out and laser that in, and we use analytics to see what's going, because I'm all about the numbers. If it doesn't math, we throw it out. It's got to math. Math is pure, cash is checks, right? And so we really focus in on that. Then I take you through the 6 steps of creating that viral content with your topic. Okay. And so if you're taking notes, write some of these down, because I'll go ahead and give you the 6 steps, because this has been a game changer for me. Okay. So the first thing you've got to do is you've got to settle on some good hooks. Okay. So making sure that you have something that's going to draw somebody into your content. You can't just slap some spaghetti against the wall and hope it sticks, right? And hope that somebody comes along and says, oh, this is brilliant. Let me share this with 1,000 people. That's just not how social works, unfortunately. And so a hook is imperative. The next thing we have to look at is the payoff. Okay. So whatever you promised in the hook, you got to have the payoff so that it ascends properly. Okay. And then the third thing you got to do is cut the lulls. That's when you get rid of the time in between space that people are checking out. Does that make sense? Are you tracking with me?
Absolutely. And if you're tracking, put a hashtag tracking in the comments.
Yep, absolutely. And of course, in my trainings, we dive really deep into this. And in fact, this week I had everybody drop their topics, and I spent hours writing out hooks for my clients, because if you're at a standstill and you don't have a hook, then we got to get you past that. So we spent a lot of time this week writing out those hooks because it's just my jam. I just love helping people and I want to see their content do good. Do our trainings, I actually force them, right? Heather and I have a group where we get forced to do some work together. I have taken that and I actually force my clients to do the work on there so that we can get to the next step. Because if we're standing still, frozen, we can't do anything. So it's very hands-on, very methodical how we build it out.
Absolutely. If you don't get, as you said, lovingly forced to do the things, they never get done. So, like, even in my coaching, yeah, the price is a little higher the first month. It's because I'm buying the AI programs for you that I'm going to make you use in the training, and then the price drops down. But if I don't initially fund it, people are like, oh, it's too expensive. I already paid for you. I don't want to pay for anything else. Let me bundle this and make it so you have to do it. And that's a sign of a great coach. That's why you want to work with Krystal. She's making you do the thing so you're not just sitting there. Experiential learning is the learning that sticks in the mind, at least in my humble opinion.
I completely agree with that, Heather. I completely 100% agree. And over the last 10 years, I have mentored a lot of women. I have over 300 women I have worked with that have made over 6 figures in online sales, and I have 8 that have made over 7 figures in online sales. So these are tactics that are proven. Like I said, with numbers, math is pure, numbers don't lie, right? So these tactics work. And in here recently, even some of my newest clients within just the first 3 weeks have had huge success. I've got one client who's already got 40, not quite 40, close to 40,000 views on a short form video that she just put out. So we're already seeing some great results. Now, does that happen for everybody just like that? No, but we keep on doing it. We keep on using the strategy and it will get there. And the beautiful thing about it is really push to be consistent and check in with me too. And if you don't, I stay on you. So any questions up to this point, and I will keep going with the next 3 steps.
Well, I gotta go on mute to check the comments. So you actually what we'll do is you go on with the comments. I'll see if there's any questions and I'll put it in the private chat on StreamYard because Facebook hates everyone and everything and it makes it harder to do work. But anyway, I love my pretty background. I'm not giving up on StreamYard.
No, I love it. It's so cool.
Strategy in motion. Next 3 steps.
Got it. I'll keep rolling. Want to make sure that you guys get all of this in case you're on a time crunch. So the next 3 things you're going to really focus on is making sure that it's repeatable, shareable, and relatable. Okay. So if you're taking notes, hooks, lulls, cut the lulls, the payoff, repeatability, shareability, relatability. Okay. So relatability is pretty simple to really grasp that concept. You want to make sure that your content relates to your audience. And okay, so think about this. And I know, Heather, you've probably know what I'm talking about. We all have those friends that we send memes and short form videos to every single day, right? It doesn't matter what it is. And some friends you send different things to. Like I have my group of moms. I have my group of people that send me like nerdy science stuff. I have my friends that send me funny 90s memes, like hashtag, we grew up in the 90s, right? And so you want to make sure that when you're starting to create content, that you're creating stuff that people are going to want to share. And so think about what you share, right? And that's going to be really helpful. Does that make sense? And then the next thing you're going to want to do, and that's the shareability, is the relatability. So it's got to be able to relate. So you want your niche to be wide enough that there's people in it, not so wide that the whole world's in it, but not so narrow that you're talking to 5 people either, right? So if you're talking to people who are, let's just use myself as an example, single girl moms with 3 kids who are 18, 20, and 11, who live in a single family brick home who have 1 bathroom, 3 dogs, 2 chickens, 1 horse. Okay, you get the point, right? It's this big. So you got to make sure that your audience relates to enough people. Okay, so that's the relatable. Then the last key to finding the viral success is repeatable. So the best thing I can assimilate this to is, you know, in the 80s and even in the 90s, there were some people that came along and they were one-hit wonders, right? They had one great song and we know that song and we love that song. We can't tell you another song they wrote. We probably can't even tell you, right? That's a one-hit wonder. You can apply that same concept into your social media content. Don't start creating content that's so hard or so impossible to reproduce that it can only be done one and it's done. And I actually made that mistake on TikTok with my first viral. So I'm bringing this to you guys from the school of hard knocks, if you will. Okay. Learned it the hard way and then went and did it the right way because, you know, that's just sometimes how we be. And I was learning it and I was working with coaches, but the coaches really didn't even necessarily know what they were doing. I had to go back and search and dig and figure this out for myself. And then I thought, you know what? I have not been able to find a training, one, where people can actually show you exactly what to do to create viral content. So I thought, you know what? I need to create one. And I need to keep it super price effective so that everybody who wants to do it can jump in and do this with us. Okay, so the repeatable thing is super important. So if you go look at my Instagram, and I encourage you to, you'll notice that I do lots of funny jokes. And they're all around being a mom and about having kids and teenagers. And I could spend endless amounts of time creating content in that niche because it's so easy for me. I talk about it in my sleep. It's what I'm doing 24/7. In fact, my kids are in the other room right now because they homeschool, because as if I don't have enough going on, let me just homeschool my 18 and my 11-year-old because they get along great. Not really, you know, but I made them go to, you know, to the coffee shop earlier today. And I'm like, go do your homework with your, you know, but that's my life. So it's really easy for me to speak about it. Does that make sense how we get to that repeatable structure? Okay. So that's the first steps that we teach in there. Well, actually there's kind of 7 here, but the 6 steps and then discovering your niche. Also, in this last round, we really focused on then taking that following and converting them to sales, because it doesn't matter how many followers you get if you don't know how to convert them to a sale. You're spinning your wheels and you're wasting your time, right?
Absolutely. You know what? I do have a question for you because I'm super selfish. Do you have a cheat sheet or anything that you could share with the community? Because I would love it if after this live, you could put in a link to your cheat sheet so everyone in that either missed this live or is riveted to this, like Mary Ann from Arkansas that used to be in Hawaii with me and then she left, can grab to learn more about you. And I know you're going to talk a little bit more about the class that you've got going on now, and then you're launching something in October that you said you're going to give me a sneak peek, and now I'm lovingly forcing you to do it because I've announced it to all 1,000 people who are possibly watching this on replay and the 10 people we have watching it now.
Heck yeah, of course I do. I got you covered. So if you would like the cheat sheet, I do have a written out cheat sheet for you that has all 6, or no, wait a minute. I've got hooks written out, even better than the 6 steps because I give you the 6 steps. I've got hooks written for you. You just plug in your information. Okay. Ones that I've proven to work, by the way. You plug in your details and you slap it on your content and you see an automatic spike in the engagement. Prove it. And then also what I have for you are some different types of short form video format, because not everybody's the same. Like Heather, I can see you doing some really cool short form video on AI. In fact, the fact that you use AI probably tells me that you also do short form video, right? So that's probably the format you're going to use is educational on AI. Makes perfect sense. I don't know, just a wild guess, just based on the little nuggets of little things that I can do right here.
Yeah,
I have those two. So if you want them, say hooks and say format, and I will get them for you.
yeah, I posted something today on how Cloudflare is blocking AI crawlers for everything except Googlebot, who's still grabbing everything. So if you were like a little sad that there wouldn't be like AI leads out there that capture who's Googling what, guess what? We still have who's zooming who because Cloudflare is not blocking Googlebot. And that was the content I put out this morning. And I was like, you want to learn more about AI leads? Join the AI entrepreneur. I don't know if the hook was good enough because I left that up to NVIDIA to do. So I absolutely need to learn from Krystal about how to do it when I'm the primary person speaking and when I'm not outsourcing my work to AI, which I love to do.
Yeah. Oh, I love AI too. I love AI. It's wonderful, and I can't wait to hear and learn more from what you just said. And that's why I love coming together and working with amazing people like you because I have learned so much just from collaborating and being on with you and listening to your questions and stuff. And so, completely agree what you said. And you can't take my hook sheet, lay it at the top of the content. You just plug in your details. Be surprised at how a few tweaks on your words will make such a difference in the engagement that you get. Absolutely. And these hooks are good for posts and for short form video.
Amazing. So
Yep.
I guarantee like you're going to have a lot of people because a lot of these people in the group have been following me for about 2 years through my many transitions, talking about AI, but in a couple of different groups before I landed on my own group with Colleen. So they know if I'm standing behind something, well, at least now when I stand behind something, I mean it. I've made some poor choices with horses I've gotten behind before, but no longer. The Heather's authentic self is here and will not be bamboozled by the crazy people.
No, I agree. Same, girl, same. But we have to learn and learn from our mistakes, right? That's exactly it. And so you also asked about the next class. It starts October 22nd. Okay. And we're going to be going over everything that I just told you. And the great thing is about the way the coaching works that I offer, we don't just give you little pieces, we complete the whole entire strategy. So we go from the beginning of defining what it is you're going to start talking about to teaching you how to implement the viral strategy, to working to creating the content that will start to convert into sales for you. And then we take you all the way through the final of it and getting into the DMs and the sales because it's no good if it, like I said, we're not looking for vanity metrics like, oh, that's cute. Oh, sister got some new followers. That's cute. No, we want sales. So
Yeah.
so if you want information on that, I can get you some information on ever. And I'm excited. We've had over 50 people jump in here as of recent, amazing results, and it's been so much fun. So in the marketing world, you're either going to innovate or become obsolete, right, Heather? Like you'll get left behind because things are moving so fast.
Yeah, exactly. Don't, don't, don't get left behind. Right from left, camera. But it's just so important. It's like the abacus, the encyclopedia, the rotary phone, Dewey Decimal System. While all of them, and I know my millennial friend knows what some of these things are, but Gen X, well, I didn't even use an abacus in the beginning. I think I had a calculator, but they were all considered cheating in the beginning. And you have to move forward with the technology. You have to move forward with the trends. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in wondering, why isn't this working anymore? Why am I broke now? Well, you have to continually invest in yourself to be able to move forward. And that's what I offer here. Because, like I always say, in order to be profitable, you do have to keep some money in your pocket. And I know a lot of people here are bootstrapped, not everyone. So, what I like to do is offer combinations like, hey, this is a high ticket thing that you should absolutely go to build up. Here's like a mid ticket, like opportunity that's going to really help you launch lower ticket. And there's some free stuff that I show you guys all the time, like my favorite ideogram that actually spells and pictures correctly, so you can make picture content for your social media. So it's all about using your budget correctly to help you grow. And the bigger your budget, you always have to keep a portion of it to reinvest in yourself. So again, you don't get left behind somewhere.
Really, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. You have to learn and we have to grow. And it's a lot, I'll tell you from personal experience, it's a lot less expensive to get with the experts that have proven it, like my girl Heather over here, than it is to try to go, like you said, figure it out yourself and do all the research and try to put the pieces together. Trust me, I've done it. I've tried things on the inexpensive and it just didn't work. And I'm like, let's just do the fast pace. I got to make money, right? I need to make this content work. I need to figure out how to go viral. And then when I did it, it took off. So completely agree.
Yeah. So, and I mean, some of the first things I got involved with, they were medium priced and they were amazing when they were at the medium price. And then they decided to go high ticket and they were less valuable than they were at the lower ticket. So, I mean, you also have to monitor who you're pairing with as well. And I've watched Krystal for a very long time. We have a coach in common who's worked with her for what, like 10 years? You and Jenna have been together?
Yeah, 6 years. Mm-hmm.
6 years. And Jenna does not put up with fakes. So, I mean, she's coming with a good set of credentials in my book. So, I mean, take the opportunity, at least grab the free cheat sheet with the hooks that she is so generously giving to you and join her group. She's going to drop the link. She's going to drop everything in the comments after this. So it's going to be easy. Just click, click, click. We'll send out an email because I finally went in there and started using my emails. I still have to some emails to the list, but I've at least started because there's someone else that'll come on, different Colleen, not our beloved dentist Colleen, but nerd Colleen, to talk to us about using a go high level system that actually works instead of these go high by night with help that's not really helpful, or you just paying $97 for a bare bones system and you're like, great, I bought a Ferrari, but I don't know how to drive stick shift. What the hell am I doing? So yeah, that's important too.
True story. Yep, love it. Anything answer for you today, Heather, or any other nuggets I can share with you, or lasting thoughts?
You know what? Could you tell us how much we're going to invest in ourselves to be able to join your cohort?
You know what? I don't even have the pricing for this round yet because we are doing a major stupid discount with it. And so we have not settled on it. But the last one, just to give you an idea of the price range, the last one was under $100. So it's very affordable. We're still mathing out some. I know I that, but it's not going to be expensive. I want everybody that wants to be able to do it to come in and do it.
Well, absolutely. Then you need to follow Krystal so you can, or, DM her your email. So that way you can stay up on everything that she's doing and when this all is going to drop. Because I mean, she stops the scroll as we've established, but honestly, if you have her in your favorites in your Gmail box, you're going to know when her stuff drops so you don't miss out on it. But I'll post it in here too. She'll cross post in this group. So I'm going to lovingly force you to not miss out on Krystal's stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, any last words for these entrepreneurs that want to set the world on fire?
You know, I just encourage you to stay here. You've got a great mentor with Heather. I know she brings amazing value to the group. I thank you for taking the time to listen to me. If you've got any questions, just reach out and DM me. If I have something for free to send you, I definitely would look at lots of those cheat sheets that are just free because I have them and want to share with you. So I'm happy to help in any way I can. And I just appreciate the time and I appreciate I'm honored to be here with you guys.
All right. Aloha, people. And I'll take it out with our goodbye song.
Lights are shining everywhere. Feel the rhythm in the air. Hearts are beating, feel the vibe. Get on up, it's time to jive. I'm so